Whether you are a sports card collector, investor, or a hybrid something somewhere in between, sports card prices are always important to you. And today we're going to talk about how the PWCC eBay feud can affect data analytics when we're looking at kind of recent comps, recent pricing, and making buying and selling decisions. Stick around, guys. Hello, all my sports card collector, investor, all of the collectibles friends out there in the universe. Thank you very much for joining me again here today for another video. I'm excited to talk about this one. I was kind of thinking through, my mind has been racing ever since we did get the news about kind of this PWCC eBay feud and some of the consequences of this stuff. What could it mean? Of course, we're speculating on a lot of these things, but I think that what I'm going to be talking about today is worth discussion. And so I wanted to bring it to your attention and just get your thoughts. So guys, if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. If you like what you hear, I'd appreciate a like and maybe even a tappity tap on the notification bell so that you are notified every time a new video comes out. Let's dig into it. All right, guys, as many of you have already heard, PWCC and eBay right now are kind of going through a little bit of a feud, I would say, to where eBay came out with an email saying that there was potential shill bidding that involves PWCC. PWCC has responded. Really, the facts are is that we're still waiting for all of the facts to present themselves. We don't have, all of the details. We kind of have statements from both sides, and we're just kind of waiting to see how it all shakes out. But what are the immediate effects? One thing that we do know, and I did a search this morning, and PWCC Vault has 0 listings right now on eBay. Why is that a big deal? Why does that matter? Well, it's simple. I mean, PWCC was the #1 seller of sports cards on the platform, and eBay is the largest platform to sell for buying and selling sports cards. So that's a monster deal. I mean, that's huge. And what I want to talk about today is how that affects us kind of looking at data analytics. Now, whether you're using a data tool like a Market Movers or a Card Ladder or a Card Hedge or a Card Genie or kind of any of these options, any of these apps, websites that are pulling data from eBay sold listings to then generate kind of recent sales for you to analyze. This is now something to watch. We have to look at how does that affect kind of the overall market in the short term and the long run. I think that this kind of just has more of a short-term effect. And the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I want to bring caution to people that are maybe in buying mode right now, but also I want to kind of cover a couple different sides of this. I think what's going to happen, my guess is what's going to happen is data is going to show that there's not that as much action on eBay as there has been in previous months. We just talked about a couple of days ago how eBay had come out and said that 2021 sports card sales have already outpaced 2020 sports card sales. And now what could happen over the next few weeks, maybe the next couple of months, is we're seeing a massive slowdown in those numbers or kind of a dip off. And without people really understanding why that is, and a big part of that, of course, with PWCC being the #1 seller on eBay, is just the fact that PWCC is not selling on the platform right now. So it might give the impression like the market is down because there's not very many sales, but in reality, you just have a ton of supply that is just sitting on the sidelines right now. It's not that the supply doesn't exist, and I think that that's a really important caveat kind of to all of this stuff. It's not that the supply doesn't exist, it's just that it's sitting out right now. And I guess that brings up another question of, for PWCC customers, are they looking to then pull their stuff from the vault to bring it home to then to list themselves? Are they going to move it somewhere else? Those are all things that have to work themselves out. Or will they just kind of sit there, keep it in the vault? PWCC has made clear that they do have their own auction site. They have some sort of a platform that they are opening up. But I guess the question mark with that is that coming in 2 weeks? Is that coming in 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 3 months? Because whatever that timetable is, that's just that supply that's kind of sitting on the market for right now, or at least a percentage of it, depending on how many people are pulling their cards home or pulling them somewhere else or whatever. So there's a lot of moving parts. I guess my point is there's a lot of variables that are happening right now. now with this that I was just thinking about, just in kind of an immediate effect. But, you know, if you are looking to buy specific cards, you know, I think that's just something to keep in mind is when you're looking at kind of like how many of these are for sale right now. Well, there might be less for sale just because of whichever card you might be targeting is just sitting there in the vault. Not necessarily that it's not for sale. It's just that it's that particular card and that particular supply is not on the market right now, but it will be. You know, that's the other thing is, but it could be back on the market here in the next month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. I have heard some speculation on Twitter and IG of in the short run, will this push prices up for certain cards? And I do think that it could have that effect just simply because you don't have that supply, that PWCC supply that was there is not in the market. It's just been removed from the market temporarily. And so does that push up the price for certain cards? It's possible. It's possible that it could. And so wild times as usual in the sports card market, but this is something that, you know, for me personally, I think it's going to depend greatly just on the card. And then if you're looking at, you know, low numbered, kind of scarce, you know, certain types of cards, I don't know if it has a huge effect, but I would just be careful with, you know, talking comps right now. I think comps are going to be a little bit all over the place for the next 6, 8 weeks, 2 weeks, for however long this takes kind of for PWCC to have their inventory back on the market. And, you know, I think that that's just something to watch. So when you're looking at particular comps, I think that you have to be careful. I would just put kind of a word of caution out there. And again, it depends on the card. It depends on a lot of different factors of what you're looking for. But this is a temporary thing for me, in my opinion. It's temporary. The supply is sitting on the sidelines, but most likely is going to be coming back. It's going to be coming back. And so, of course, this opens up all sorts of questions with, you know, between the vault wars. You know, it's right now it's PWCC, it's Alt, and it's Golden. I'd say those are kind of the three main companies that are vying for this space. Of course, as soon as I saw, you know, the stuff with Alt come out, the stuff with PWCC come out, and I'm seeing all sorts of Golden auctions, vault ads are popping up all over the place. And it makes sense. You know, this is going to be kind of it's a competition. It's a competition for inventory. And, you know, it's going to be interesting to watch. What are your guys' thoughts with this? Are you a PWCC Vault customer? And let me know if you are, what are your plans? Are you planning on just kind of sit tight, wait for PWCC to have their own platform? Do you think maybe they'll work things out with eBay and maybe that stuff will get back on eBay at some point in the future? Tell me, or are you just like looking to bring it home, looking to bring it somewhere, you know, somewhere else in order to sell it, or, you know, or something else? I'd like to hear your thoughts on this matter, because I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the short run and then also in the long run. But I think there's going to be some short-term implications, kind of what I'm talking about here. And I guess my take is just to exercise caution, buying or selling, I think it's going to be just kind of a little bit wonky, a little bit volatile over the next couple of months until this stuff gets worked out. Guys, thank you very much for joining me here today. I appreciate it. I hope that you and yours are doing well. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.